Hey guys, Kier here coming to you live for this week's message where I want to talk about how to create a CEO mindset. Now, this can be really powerful even if you're not an entrepreneur, a CEO, a business owner, or aspire to be one. This can really apply to even if you're just looking to be a more productive executive, a more engaged professional, somebody who's more of a leader, and somebody who's looking to really build more impact, influence, and camaraderie with your team, right, in any working environment. So a couple of things that I found are really helpful when looking to build a CEO mindset is this. Just a quick background, I run several seven-figure companies, four now, in the real estate and lifestyle spaces, where I have decentralized teams that I'm managing largely by Zoom in this pandemic. And it's really important that I do these things. And you'll see in a minute why, in order to keep things moving, growing, and advancing. So the first step in strategy that I've really found success with in terms of cultivating and developing that CEO mindset is understanding that being a good CEO and a good leader is not about doing everything yourself, right? It's not about being in all the details. It's not about being in the trenches on everything. Now, I'm a detail person and a little bit of a micromanager, as some of my teammates will tell you, but I still let them do their thing. I still let them find creative solutions. I still allow, empower, and encourage them to find their own way to a stated and agreed upon objective or goal, right? That's really critical. Also, I really work to put the right people in the right roles, meaning playing to their strengths, finding ways that they can excel at what they're good at and do less of what maybe they're not so good at, because we all have strengths and weaknesses, right? The key is identifying them and playing to them, creating job descriptions, projects, and endeavors that can play to those strengths, right, and minimize some of the negative effects from the weaknesses. A good CEO also is somebody who can assemble the right team, right, can find and identify the right positions and then recruit, train, and lead those people in those positions to execute, right, to go toward that common goal. That's really big, which is not always like the first question being, how do we fix the problem? But hey, is the right team assembled to tackle this, right? Do they have the requisite experience and skills to handle this, to forge a creative solution and to be successful, right? And I learned a lot of that from a few mentors, but also most recently I just read a great book called $1 Trillion Coach about the tech executive and coach Bill Campbell. Awesome book, and he was really, really well known for being able to create and find the right players and build a really A-list world-class team to tackle problems, to grow companies, to rise to the challenge, and to really grow and excel. And doing this with now trillion-dollar tech companies and startups like Google and Apple. A couple other things, too, that I found to be really effective as a CEO and to develop that CEO mindset is understanding the power of leverage, right? The idea of leverage, which is doing more with less, scaling our knowledge, our leadership, our time, so that we can remove ourselves from some of the day-to-day operations and still be an effective leader, right? A visionary. That's really important. And we can do and apply this idea and concept of leverage to things like leverage of personnel, like we just talked about, the right people in the right roles. That can really leverage and magnify our results. Leverage of technology, taking technology and different solutions to do a better job, to improve performance and metrics, to scale and create economies of scale, right, and cost savings. Technology is transforming entire industries and businesses, and that's where we can gain a lot of leverage, right, which is magnifying the outputs from the inputs we put forth. The other thing is leading by example, right? To develop that CEO mindset, it's important that we always be leading by example. So not expecting the people that we lead, our employees and teammates and colleagues, to do things that we wouldn't ordinarily do, that we're not willing to do, or that we haven't done. I'm a firm believer we should learn and follow those who have been where we want to go, right? Who have done what we want to do, who have succeeded and achieved what we look to achieve. That's really, really critical. So be a leader by doing, by practice, by example. So these are just a couple of ideas on how to really develop a strong CEO mindset. I hope they're powerful to you. I hope they're inspiring to you. I hope that you can use them in your day-to-day work, whether you're an executive, rising professional, a business owner, or an entrepreneur. And if it does help you in some way, please leave me a comment or a like. Share this with somebody else that could benefit from it. And as always, to your success, your happiness, and your freedom. We'll talk to you soon.